The story begins with a professor who is currently on a long journey. His condition looks terrible. His clothes are untidy, his face seems tired, and inside his car there is also a gun. While traveling, he starts sharing his life story with us. He says there was once a girl who changed everything for him. To the rest of the world, she was just another person, but for him, she became someone unforgettable, his first true love. The story takes us back to France in 1921. That was the year he met Annabelle. At that time, both of them were 18 years old and standing at the beginning of adulthood, dreaming about their futures. The professor explains that some phases of life leave permanent marks on us. The experiences we go through at a young age often shape who we become later in life. He dreamed of becoming a spy, while Annabelle wanted to become a nurse. As time passed and they spent more moments together, their friendship slowly turned into love. They became very close and shared many beautiful memories together. But happiness did not stay for long. Only 4 months later, Annabelle died because of typhus. The professor says that incident completely changed him. It felt as if a part of him had disappeared forever. He tried to move on, but the pain never truly left him. Even after years passed, a small corner of his heart still carried her memories. The story then jumps forward to 1942. Now Humbert has become a middle-aged professor who teaches English literature. At present, he is traveling toward the United States because he has accepted a teaching position in New Hampshire. When Humbert reaches Ramsdale, he initially plans to stay with his uncle. However, he soon learns that his uncle has passed away. Left with no other option, he begins searching for a place to stay. During his search, he arrives at the house of a widow named Charlotte. At first, Humbert is unsure whether this house is right for him, but while looking around, he notices a young woman near the garden area. Her name is Dolores, although her mother lovingly calls her Lo. Seeing her, Humbert suddenly feels reminded of the past, memories of youth, lost moments, and emotions he thought had disappeared long ago. Eventually, Humbert decides to stay in the house. Days pass, and while living there, he often spends time reading books and magazines. At the same time, memories from his own younger years continue returning to his mind. He remembers the days when life felt lighter and responsibilities did not exist. Sometimes in the morning, he notices Lo reading newspapers outside. Other times, he catches small moments around the house without thinking much about them. One day, Humbert is working late, and Lo wakes up because of the noise. She comes over and tells him that she could not sleep because of him. Humbert apologizes politely. Later, while she sits eating ice cream, Humbert notices her cheerful personality and smiles slightly. Those moments remind him of a time when life felt simple. The next day, unable to sleep, Lo starts a conversation with Humbert and asks whether he has ever struggled with sleeping problems. Humbert becomes quiet for a moment, lost in his own thoughts. The following morning, Lo brings breakfast for Humbert and jokingly admits that she secretly ate most of the bacon before bringing the tray. Humbert laughs and agrees to keep it a secret. As time passes, Charlotte, Lo, and Humbert begin spending more time together. They talk about life, enjoy peaceful evenings, and share small conversations. Charlotte is a very talkative person, while Humbert mostly listens quietly. Later, Charlotte plans to send Lo to a camp, but Lo does not seem excited about the idea. Before leaving, she walks back for a moment and says goodbye to Humbert warmly. After Charlotte and Lo leave, Humbert finds himself completely alone in the house. Soon he discovers a letter from Charlotte. Inside the letter, she confesses that she has started developing feelings for him. She writes that if Humbert wishes to leave, she will understand, but if he stays, she will take it as a sign that he accepts her feelings. Humbert reads the letter carefully. He says nothing because deep inside, he does not want to leave. 2 weeks later, we see that Humbert and Charlotte have married. Charlotte is deeply attached to him and often expresses her affection openly. While Humbert studies or works, she sits beside him and keeps talking. One day, Charlotte notices a locked drawer and curiously asks what is inside. Humbert quickly changes the topic and avoids answering. Later, Humbert enters the bedroom and notices Charlotte lying unconscious. She had a habit of taking pills, which immediately worries him. After some time, she regains consciousness, and in the evening, Humbert takes her to a doctor so the situation can be checked properly. The doctor prescribes medication so Charlotte can sleep peacefully and rest properly through the night. He even recommends a medicine that he says has worked well in his own family. When Humbert returns home, he finds Charlotte in tears. She has discovered Humbert's private diary. Inside it, Humbert had written thoughts and emotions that reminded him of his past and his complicated feelings about life. Reading those pages leaves Charlotte deeply hurt and angry. She confronts him and says that he wrote harsh things about her and hid many truths from her. Humbert immediately apologizes and tells her that if she wants, he will leave the house that same day. Charlotte becomes emotional and says that she cannot stay there anymore. Humbert tries to explain that much of what she read was part of fictional ideas and notes for writing. He tells her that he never wanted to hurt her. Trying to calm the situation, Humbert goes to prepare a drink. But when he returns, Charlotte is gone. Worried, he runs outside searching for her. As he reaches the road, he notices a crowd gathered nearby and police vehicles standing there. Charlotte had rushed out in an emotional state and met with a tragic accident. At that moment, Humbert feels completely broken. Lo is still away at camp and knows nothing about what has happened. Later, Humbert receives letters Charlotte had written. Overwhelmed by the situation, he quietly removes anything that could create more confusion and keeps only what matters. After some time, he drives toward the camp to bring Lo back. When he meets her, she immediately asks about her mother. Not knowing how to break the news, Humbert gently tells her that Charlotte is receiving medical treatment and that they need to travel first. For the night, he books a hotel so they can rest before continuing their journey. At the hotel, a small booking issue changes their room arrangement, but Humbert pays little attention because his mind is occupied by heavier thoughts. During dinner, Lo notices a strange man watching them from a distance. She says she has seen him before somewhere in the hotel lobby. Humbert dismisses it, assuming it is nothing important. Later, while sitting alone, Humbert speaks to us and says that maybe he should have left everything behind at that moment, but he kept moving forward instead. The next day, another man casually invites them for lunch, but Humbert politely ignores it. As days pass, Humbert and Lo travel from one city to another. Sometimes they laugh and enjoy the journey, while at other times Lo becomes quiet and distant, clearly carrying sadness inside her heart. Eventually, they arrive in a new town where Lo joins a preparatory school and Humbert begins working as a teacher. Life slowly starts settling again. Humbert manages household responsibilities while also teaching. He wakes up early, prepares things for school, and tries to maintain a normal routine. One day, Lo tells Humbert that she wants to participate in a stage play. Initially, Humbert refuses because he worries it may affect her studies, but Lo insists that she should be allowed to make choices for herself. Eventually, Humbert agrees and even increases her allowance as encouragement. When Humbert later attends rehearsals, he learns that the writer of the play is someone named Quilty. The name immediately catches his attention. He suddenly realizes that this may be the same mysterious man he had noticed before. Later, Humbert notices unusual changes in Lo's behavior. Teachers mention that she has been missing activities and acting differently. This begins creating tension between them. Arguments start happening more often. One day, during a heated discussion, Lo accuses Humbert of trying to control every part of her life. Humbert becomes frustrated but immediately regrets his behavior. Upset, Lo leaves on her bicycle and rides away. Heavy rain starts falling. Humbert follows her and eventually finds her standing near a small store talking on the phone. He approaches her carefully and tries to calm the situation. After some time, both return home and decide to leave town for a fresh start. During their journey, Lo suddenly says that she feels someone is following them. Humbert looks into the mirror and notices a car staying behind them repeatedly. Suspicion begins growing in his mind. At a gas station, while Humbert steps away briefly, he notices a stranger speaking with Lo. Before Humbert can reach them, the man disappears. When Humbert asks about him, Lo simply says that he was asking for directions. As they continue driving, strange events keep happening. Soon their car develops problems on the road. While Humbert checks the vehicle, another car passes nearby and disappears before he can recognize who was inside. The feeling of being followed becomes stronger. Later, Lo suddenly becomes ill. Worried, Humbert rushes her to a hospital where she is admitted for treatment. After some time, Humbert calls the hospital to ask about her condition, but the response shocks him. The receptionist tells him that someone claiming to be her relative had already arrived, paid the bills, and taken Lo away. Humbert stands frozen. Lo has disappeared. Humbert is shocked after hearing this information. He immediately rushes to the hospital, hoping that there has been some misunderstanding. But when he arrives there, Lo is gone. He questions the staff and tries to get answers from everyone around him, but nobody can tell him where she went. With no clues left, Humbert begins searching desperately. He revisits hotels and places they had previously visited, trying to find any trace of the mysterious man connected to their lives. He searches records and makes calls, but every effort leads nowhere. Time slowly passes. 3 years later, Humbert receives a letter. The handwriting immediately catches his attention. The letter begins with the words, "Dear Dad." As he reads further, he learns that Lo is now married and expecting a child. She writes that life has not been easy and that she needs some financial help. She says that even a few $100s would help her until she finds stable work. At the end, she signs the letter as Mrs. Richard. Reading those words fills Humbert with emotion. Without wasting time, he travels to the address written on the letter. When he arrives, Lo welcomes him inside. She introduces him to Richard, who is working outside the house. She explains that Richard knows Humbert only as someone important from her past. As they sit and talk, Lo finally reveals the truth about what happened years ago. She tells Humbert that the mysterious man following them had been Quilty, the writer connected with the play. She explains that after taking her away from the hospital, Quilty's Quilty's true personality slowly became clear to her. Eventually, she walked away from that life and later met Richard, with whom she built a new future. While listening to her story, Humbert realizes something painful. Even after all these years, he had carried emotions and memories that never truly disappeared. But now, seeing Lo living a different life and preparing to become a mother herself, he understands that time has moved forward. For the first time, he sees the reality clearly. He silently gives her an envelope containing money and wishes her well. Before leaving, he asks one emotional question: "Will you ever forgive me?" Lo remains quiet for a moment. Then softly she says goodbye. As Humbert drives away, sadness fills his heart. He thinks about lost years, mistakes, and choices that can never be changed. He realizes that some wounds stay with us forever. The story then returns to the present. Humbert is driving alone. A gun lies beside him, and memories continue flashing through his mind. Later we see him finally tracking down Quilty. He confronts him and accuses him of destroying lives. Quilty tries to joke, avoid responsibility, and escape the situation. But Humbert is no longer listening. Years of guilt, regret, anger, and pain finally explode. A struggle breaks out between them. In the end, Humbert shoots Quilty. Soon police begin searching for him. Humbert drives away, escaping toward a quiet mountain area. There he stops his car and sits in silence. For a moment, he hears the distant sounds of children laughing and playing. But among all those voices, he cannot hear Lo's voice. That realization breaks him completely. During the ending moments, we learn that Humbert was later arrested for killing Quilty. Some years later, while in prison, he died because of health complications. We also learn that Lo passed away around Christmas while preparing to welcome her child into the world. And with that heartbreaking ending, the story comes to an end.